Hello everyone, my name is Christian, welcome to my hobby blog. Today we are doing a haul video, another one. I didn't realize this John Carpenter holiday sale haul would come so quickly. It was John Carpenter's birthday last week, and so Scream Factory slash Shout Factory did a sale about half off on all the titles by John Carpenter that they've put out. So I caught up a lot. I guess I'll just go one by one, kind of talk about whether I've seen the movie or not. So, without further ado, let's begin. The first one I got is one that I have no feelings towards as a whole. I love the first half, but there's a specific moment that happens. Well, not happens, but there's a specific moment I can pin down on when the movie really goes down for me. And this is They Live. I love the first half. I love it so much. And then it just really falls off for me. And there is an audio commentary with John Carpenter for this release, with the main star Roddy Piper. That will probably be really good. Of all the John Carpenter audio commentaries that I've seen, they've all been absolutely wonderful. My favorite is Big Trouble in Little China and The Thing. The one for Halloween 1 with Jamie Lee Curtis that he did for the audio commentary was just okay. It was more insightful than it was just really funny. But it looks like this is like a used copy because the plastic is coming off and it's like folded over. So, oh well. That was the first one I got. The next one, I think I just need to rewatch it. I wasn't in the right headspace when I watched it, but this is Prince of Darkness, another Donald Pleasance movie. Donald Pleasance is slowly creeping into my collection, but this is a really weird movie where everyone hangs out in a church and tries to figure out a weird supernatural issue. This is another one I need to revisit because I've only seen it once. Alice Cooper is in it. He's right there. You can kind of see him. He appears like once, but the effects are really good in this. Really cool ideas. But again, I just need to revisit it. And this one also has an audio commentary with John Carpenter, and there's a new interview with him and Alice Cooper, so I'm sure that's going to be a lot of fun to watch. Everything John Carpenter I love. I'm a big fan of his. I don't have undying loyalty to him, as you saw with me talking about They Live. I think They Live is just okay as a whole, but that first half I really freaking love. But moving on is a movie that I love, but I've only seen it once. Well, maybe the first time I saw it, I was like 8 years old, saw it on the TV. But I saw this recently on Tubi, or whatever that site is. I watched it while I was pet sitting, and I loved it. Loved it a lot more than I thought I would, because this movie is very meh as a whole in terms of its reception. Everyone doesn't really like this movie, and when they do, it's just okay. I'm talking about The Fog. I got this. I kind of focus more on the final classics before jumping in with like the really bad movies that nobody likes. But this one I legit love. I love the beginning with the campfire story because it perfectly sets up the tone, in my opinion, for the rest of the movie, which is a campfire story. And this has a lot of special features on this. There's a new 1080p high definition transfer, which is good. I assume they're going to eventually do a 4K. There's an audio commentary with John Carpenter and writer-producer Deborah Hill. There's a new audio commentary with the actors Adrienne Barbeau, Tom Atkins, and Tommy Lee Wallace, who is a pretty major John Carpenter figure. New interviews with Jamie Lee Curtis. I'm curious when that was done. lots of featurettes. So it's pretty loaded release, a lot more than I thought it was. Because I'm used to the, the other two ones here, where it's just, one audio commentary and one interview. But The Fog is pretty loaded, it seems. This one is pretty loaded too. I have not seen this one. It's a John Carpenter movie that I have been wanting to watch, but I haven't yet. Because I never owned it, but now I do, and I can finally watch it. It is Vampires. I love the theme song to this, because I do have a John Carpenter playlist on my phone that I listen to when I'm driving or just playing video games. And I like the theme. That's all I know. And I love that cover, too. That shrink wrap is not giving me any favors. But yeah, that's a pretty badass cover. I heard this one's pretty awful in terms of, like, John Carpenter. So I'm excited to watch it and see for myself whether it's as awful as people say it is. And speaking of awful, here's one that nobody likes. It's another one I got. There's not even a commentary track on this. That's interesting, because he always does commentary tracks. It's Village of the Damned. I haven't seen this. When was this? 1995, so this was in the weird 90s era where John Carpenter was doing his final movies and none of them were well received. But Christopher Reeve is in this, which is interesting. Superman. And all I know is that it's scary children throughout the movie. So we'll see if this is as awful as people say it is. Yeah. I'm looking at special features and it's all interviews. But they do interview the director John Carpenter, so that's good. Maybe we'll get some insight to what he was trying to do with this movie. I know nobody likes it, and I haven't seen it, so I don't know. This next one is one that I had no idea he ever made until I saw it on the list. This is a movie I don't think anybody has ever talked about ever. Someone's Watching Me. This is a 1978 John Carpenter movie. I have never heard of this movie until I saw it on Shout Factory's website for the sale. And it has Adrienne Barbeau and Charles Cyphers, who both of them have been in about all of John Carpenter's movies, at least before the 90s. I think Charles Cyphers stopped being in John Carpenter movies during Prince of Darkness. He's always the cop in all his movies. He's definitely in Halloween. Christine, I believe he was in there too. But yeah, this is one that I'm shocked I've never heard of. I don't even see it in people's John Carpenter rankings. Like, watching Red Letter Media's episode on all his movies, I don't think they mentioned this, and if they did, they glossed over it. So I'm excited to see an early John Carpenter film that I've never even heard of. But it's really exciting to have this. But that is all I got. I can just hold it up. It's all, well, not all of them, but there's still a few that I need to get. Escape from LA, Escape from New York. Although I don't really like Escape from New York, I haven't seen Escape from LA. I think that would be more what I like, because I know it's supposed to be so awful and nobody likes it, but it looks just schlocky enough that I think I'll like it. But yeah, there's still a few John Carpenter movies that I need to get. Both of the Escape movies, Christine, and there's one more that I don't remember, but I'm not counting Halloween 2 because he did not direct that. That was somebody else, I believe. He did the music for it, I know that. I know he didn't want to do the second one. But, yeah. Let me know if you did the John Carpenter sale too. I am almost done having all of John Carpenter's films, so I'll finally be able to perhaps do a deep dive into John Carpenter soon. I hope to, because I love John Carpenter. He's one of my favorite directors. Big Trouble in Little China has slowly grown on me, and now it's to the point where I love that movie. At first I was like, yeah, it's pretty good. And then with each viewing, I started to notice more and more of the choices that John Carpenter made, especially with the tone of having our main badass hero not be badass at all. And I know a lot of people hated that. They kind of talk about that on the commentary track, but that movie has really grown on me. The Thing, I think, is his best movie. There's a lot. Halloween, I love, although I can't stand Jamie Lee Curtis's character. But it's just a tiny nitpick for me. It's still, easily top 3. But, yeah, that's it. Thank you all for watching, and hope to see you guys next time.